Vivian Reddy is the founder and chairperson of the Edison Power Group. From humble beginnings, armed with little more than a borrowed baccy and 500 Rand, he has built a business empire that spans multiple industries. Reddy was born on the 22nd of February, 1953, in Greenwood Park, a suburb of Durban. He was designated as Indian under apartheid. He grew up in one of Durban's poorest neighborhoods, on South Africa's east coast, as the youngest of 9 children. His father was a school teacher. Vivian, being the youngest, he had to fight for his place, which toughened him up. After a somewhat mundane childhood, he joined the Boy Scouts at the age of 12, where he learnt about teamwork, self-reliance, and leadership. The group sparked his ambition to succeed in life. It also led to one of the most defining moments in Reddy's life. When he was 16, he was already fighting apartheid. He was chosen as one of 45 kids around the world, where he called out South African apartheid system in Boy Scouts. He headed to the South African delegation at an international Boy Scouts jamboree in Japan, where he encountered a man who would become his lifelong inspiration, astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. After finishing high school, Reddy enrolled at Springfield Training College, but he decided a fortnight later that he wanted to be an electrical engineer. He had trained as an electrician and found a job with an electrical company in Pietermaritzburg, 60 kilometers north of Durban. A few years later, he was promoted to branch manager. His career prospects looked good, but when his bosses held a corporate Christmas party in the late 70s, during the height of apartheid, in 2 separate rooms, one for the white management, the other for the black workers, he could not keep his mouth shut. He has always been very radical in his views, and he could not tolerate injustices. So he took the workers over to the other side. The white managers were very upset. On Monday morning, he was called into the office and fired. Very angry, told the managing director that one day he would have an electrical company bigger than his, even though he didn't have 2 cents in his back pocket. Freshly unemployed, Reddy was about to face some tough times. Word had spread in the industry that he was a troublemaker. His job applications were met with silence. That left him with only one option: to open his own business, Reddy Electrical, with 500 Rand and a borrowed baccy. Facing challenges in securing contracts from larger white-owned firms, he rebranded the company as Edison Power. Suddenly, people started calling, and he had to pretend to be Mr. Edison to get work. The ruse worked until the firms found out. They retaliated by delaying payments and sabotaging contracts wherever they could. They did everything to make him lose money, but he persevered, kept on investing in his staff, training them. They became perfectionists. The workmanship became so good that after 4 years, they became an exemplar company. This tactic, born out of necessity, laid the foundation for what would become one of South Africa's leading electrical companies. The company frequently did business with the state, including in a series of contracts for the procurement of smart electricity meters in the city of Johannesburg. Vivian's entrepreneurial career began in the apartheid era, where being a non-white business owner came with numerous obstacles, recognizing the barriers created by the political climate. Vivian's first job was a steep learning curve. The first contract he netted was an electrical installation. Reddy had just got married to his first wife, Mogi Naidu, with whom he would have 3 children, still lived with his parents, and was saving up for their honeymoon. He worked day and night to finish the job. But when he went in his ramshackle pickup truck to collect his money, he found a note on the company's door that sent a chill down his spine. Company in liquidation. Contact our attorneys. When he laid in bed that evening, wallowing in depression, the words of Neil Armstrong came back to his mind. He realized it was time to live up to his ideals. He had to persevere and work towards achieving his dream of becoming the biggest electrical company in South Africa. Vivian refused to be defeated. His motivation was fueled by an encounter he had as a teenager when he met astronaut Neil Armstrong at the 1971 World Scout Jamboree in Japan. Armstrong's words stuck with him. Vivian clung to these words when a client went bankrupt, leaving him owed 26,000 Rand at a time when a new baccy cost 7,500 Rand. Yet remembering Armstrong's advice, he was determined not to let the setback defeat him. He approached everyone he owed money to, explained his situation, and promised to repay them. He borrowed $53 from his sister and launched into rebuilding his business. 9 months later, paid off all of the debts. Through this, he learned that people appreciate honesty and transparency. Only one company allowed him to continue trading, and he still do business with them. He had given them billions worth of contracts because they stood by him. Today, as Reddy has made billions with his diversified Edison Corporation, many may wish they had done the same. As his business grew, so did his involvement in South Africa's political landscape. In the 1990s, as apartheid was ending, Vivian's company was one of the few contractors working in South Africa's black townships. He electrified hundreds of schools, and it was during this time that he met many political activists. His relationship with the African National Congress deepened, and he provided financial support to leaders like Winnie Mandela, with whom he shared a close relationship. This support forged a bond with Nelson Mandela. Over time, Vivian would accompany the first black president of South Africa, President Nelson Mandela, on several international trips, including a ticker tape parade in New York and a visit to London's Trafalgar Square, where nearly 1 million people gathered to meet President Mandela. Vivian's success extends beyond the electrical industry. He ventured into the casino business, fulfilling a dream he'd had since his youth. Eventually, Vivian owned 5 casinos, including the Sibaya and Pietermaritzburg casinos. Despite having little experience in the gaming industry, he partnered with experts, a strategy that served him well in other ventures. Vivian's business instincts led him to opportunities, such as entering the banknote industry. A chance meeting with the governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia sparked his interest in polymer banknotes. "I was fascinated by these new polymer notes that couldn't tear and lasted much longer than paper notes," Vivian recalls. He saw an opportunity to market these notes in Africa, a move that proved highly successful. During the South African Post Office's outsourced management process, Vivian's consortium, including New Zealand Post, won the contract to manage the service. Over 4 years, his team and the New Zealand partners transformed the South African Post Office, delivering over 1 million post boxes, especially in rural areas, and turning it into a profitable venture. Another example of Vivian's approach came during the World AIDS Conference in Durban, where he saw an opportunity to enter the healthcare sector. His team discovered a company called Orosha Technologies, which had developed the world's first AIDS oral testing device, using a gum swab that could diagnose HIV in minutes. The venture became a massive success, demonstrating once again Vivian's ability to seize opportunities in unfamiliar industries. Vivian's ventures continued to expand to be one of the founders of YFM Radio. His property development portfolio includes award-winning projects such as Oceans Umhlanga, Africa's largest mixed-use development. The 4.5 billion rand project includes the luxurious Radisson Blu Hotel and the Oceans Mall, a high-end shopping mall featuring global fashion brands like Gucci, Burberry, and Versace, and 560 residential units. Throughout his career, Vivian has remained committed to philanthropy. His company and associated trusts have donated over 280 million rand to charitable causes and supports 180 welfare organizations. They provide 20,000 meals a day via various feeding schemes. Our contributions have helped change the lives of over 86,000 underprivileged people in KwaZulu-Natal. He believes that businesses must contribute to society to create sustainable prosperity. Vivian's philosophy of constant and never-ending improvement, CANEI, drives both his personal and professional life. Edison Corporation, which employs 7,500 people, has become a diversified, family-owned conglomerate with interests in property, casinos, wind and solar energy, as well as medical waste management. It is the oldest surviving electrical company in South Africa, and with a multi-million US dollar turnover, the biggest in Africa. At 71, Vivian remains active and energetic, attributing his vitality to regular exercise, a healthy diet, and a positive mindset. Vivian shows no signs of slowing down. With ongoing projects in Dubai and South Africa, he continues to pursue new ventures. His advice to entrepreneurs is simple: dream big, take risks, and never stop learning. and most importantly, never ever give up. The world is full of opportunities. You just have to be bold enough and act as an eagle to seize them.